Hello everyone, welcome back once again to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and welcome back to the channel as well. Today we're going to be again behind the controls of the beautiful Bell 208, I'll keep wanting to call it a 206. The Bell 407 is what this aircraft is. Outfitted in this semi-fictitious Mercy Air livery. I don't believe Air Methods operates any Bell 407s anymore, although that registration may be correct to an aircraft that was once operated by Air Methods, but nonetheless, we're going to be doing a simulated what's the word I'm trying to think of? A simulated medevac, that sort of. What do you call it when a helicopter, like a civilian helicopter? Anyway, we're doing that. So we've got a situation here in the Washington, D.C. area, a multi-vehicle accident, including a truck. And they've got a person who is in need of our services. So we're going to go ahead, get started up, and get underway here. Engine spun up. Let's go ahead and taxi out here, and then we will get underway. Southwest tug rolling past us there. If you guys haven't already, I highly recommend disabling the automatic, or I guess the assist for the helicopters. Makes a huge difference. Spirit Wings 140 Washington Center, continue as planned. Alright, let's set down here. I'm going to adjust our radio, set our transponder. Oh, it's a bump. Hardest touchdown, but let's go altitude repeating. I'm going to turn down our radios just a little bit because we're basically monitoring at this point. We're not actually going to be communicating with ATC. Alright, lined up on runway 5 here. Go ahead and get pushed out. You can actually see head on the end of the runway when all those red lights. It's one of the other accident scenes that you can fly to. This is a mod available on flightsim.to. Available for a free download. Definitely a cool thing to check out for those of you wanting some cool US spec crash scene. So here we've got a twin engine aircraft that looks like it's overturned. They could definitely use some help. That's not where we're headed to today. We're en route to a car accident scene. Rather fitting, as of right now, we do have a pretty heavy polar vortex, I believe, storm moving through the central and eastern side of the United States. So with that comes a lot of poor weather, a lot of snow where I'm at, and then just general cooler temperatures mixed with rain for other folks. So we will just pretend that the good old folks in Washington, D.C., even though like that Maryland area they do get snow, we'll just pretend it's somewhere down south where they never prepare for storms, and everyone's on all-season tires that they've had for 10 years that are completely and totally bald, but they still roll down the road, so they're fine, right? And that's the result, or the result that we see today is a multi-vehicle pileup that we're now en route to. So I'm going to keep piloting here. We're in some, I'd call this probably IMC or bottom line MVFR conditions. Nonetheless, we're going to keep trucking here. And I will catch up with you guys once we get a little bit closer to our objective. We're coming past Joint Base Anders now, just off to our right. Not going to be able to see it in all of this soup, but there it is down on the GPS. But I will catch back up with you guys once we're a little bit closer. Alrighty, we've got the crash scene in sight here. Looks like it's just off of the interstate. You can see the illumination from the emergency vehicles on scene. I'm going to do a overfly and assess where we think we can touch down. Normally in an actual situation like this, you would have someone coordinating on the ground with you. So it looks like this was in a parking mall? Or like a parking lot? Okay. Let's get turned around here. Trying to see where a good spot to touch down might be. I think we're gonna go just behind those police cars there. So we're gonna simulate that, obviously those medians, even though they're not modeled in the sim, we'll pretend that we don't want to set down on those. Bit of a rough touch. Alright, we're down. Let's go ahead and get the guy loaded up. And take a look at our accident scene as well. So there we are, freshly touched down. You can see our victim to transport waiting to go. That's our marshal there waving us in. It's a cool face shield. Couple of various emergency vehicles. Looks like we've got an FPIU with a paramedic use case. Very nice. Some Crown Vics I saw in the background there. Standard generic. Funny enough, not used really at all by U.S. Police. The last Crown Vics I think were made in 2012. So 10-year-old car. I'm sure they exist in some capacity somewhere, but in most cities you're not going to find them. Got another downed victim here. This looks like he was shot. Was this like a shooting? Maybe I went to the wrong call, because we've got a freaking SWAT unit here. An ambulance. One, we'll assume GSW victim here, who is levitating but also writhing around on the gurney. A not very US correct, this is a Mercedes Sprinter. I'm not sure what it is. Could be a Sprinter or it could be a Transit look-alike. I mean, neither one of the vans looks like this one entirely. And then what I'm assuming is a Lenco Bearcat, or supposed to be similar for the SWAT teams. Really cool. There's even seatbelts modeled on the inside. But nonetheless, we'll let them finish getting loaded up here. I think it's a case-by-case situation, but in some cases I've actually seen them idle the helicopter down, so they'll bring the rotors from the full flight condition that we're in now to the idle position. But we're not going to do that here. I had enough issues with the aircraft as it was. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to take back off here. Let's head back into the cockpit. Recenter our cyclic, and then we'll take him en route to the hospital. Let me readjust my GPS really quick just so I can get a better fix. That's our actual waypoint, and here we are, so... Oh, I landed went to the wrong scene. Hang on. Oh, it's not that far to the next one. It's fine, we've got room. We're in a Bell 407. We can pick up the next guy, too. That's supposed to be the Popeye's chicken shooting victim. We will, well, nonetheless, we successfully picked up one person. We will just pretend we can do a dual transport here. And that they're happening on top of each other. And we'll scoot on over to our next waypoint. Visibility is decreasing. So we'll increase with the rain here. So I'm going to try and bring down our descent rate, actually descend a little bit, just to stay within visual of the ground. We obviously have our instruments to revert back to should we need, but I'd rather not use those if I can look outside and see what's going on. Alright, now approaching our other waypoint. There it is. That's our actual destination there. I was gonna say, as soon as I saw the Bearcat, I was like, this saying that, and there were no vehicles, so we're on the interstate here. Start craning in. We'll do the same thing, do a flyby, assess our situation, and go from there. Okay, there's our victim down there. So once again, get turned around here. Whoa. Wind shear, wind shear. Looks like one of those Vics is still on fire. It's not good. Do one more squared off turn here to line up with this roadway. And we'll just pretend that they've got traffic shut down. Whoa, I'm losing her, I'm losing her. I'm not liking this. This is not stable. Go ahead and set down here. Alright, now we'll take a look at our accident scene. Another FPIU, this time outfitted in police livery. Our fancy static. Got the same ambulance as before, it would appear. We've got a nice, this almost looks like an FDNY ladder truck, just based off of the colors. Red wheels and the classic yellow and white stripe down the side. They brought a ladder truck to a MVA. And here are our vehicles in question. Looks like we've got a Renault Clio, which we don't have in the States, which smacked into a Volvo, or maybe the Volvo smacked into it, but we don't have this type of Volvo in the States. It's the VNL. I'm just nitpicking at this point, it's fine. And then an overturned Audi S4? Yeah, is that a B7? B7 S4? The RS4s of this generation, the B7s, were, oh my, dream car stuff. A couple tow trucks on the Ford E-Series platform, waiting to move cars away. It's a Charger? Yep, Dodge Charger with a Hellcat hood. Oh wow, he even got the correct steering wheel and gauge cluster. That's pretty cool. So that's pretty sweet. It's a generic police livery on there. And then another tow truck with the lighting system on. Another Crown Vic. I wonder if the Crown Vic's got an accurate interior. It does not. What is that? That looks like something out of frickin' Battlefield Hardline. Oh well, beggars can't be choosers. Since I'm here, let's check the Audi's interior. See if it's at all accurate. Yes. It's I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, that's vaguely what I remember the B7 steering wheel and that gear shift looking like. I'm not going to know the Renault Clio enough to say whether or not it's accurate. Yeah, I can't tell. And last is the FPIU. Where'd you go? There's one right here. No. That looks more like a Hummer EV interior than a Ford one, but whatever. Beggars cannot be choosers. We've got our subject here. We'll simulate her, actually, she. She's been loaded up in our helo. And we will once again get ready to take off here and exfil them to the hospital in downtown DC. Alrighty, coming in over Washington, D.C. now. You can see the, I almost called it the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument in the background there. We're going to be setting down at the University Hospital. It's not too far off the nose. Might take me a little bit to spot it because it's not actually a proper landmark in the sim, and I'm looking for essentially two football fields. And then on one side of them there is a helipad where the helicopters land for the hospital, but it's going to be hard to find, so we're approaching it now. I'm going to start scanning, see if we can't find that LZ. In the real world, the hospital building is a very large structure. Whereas in the sim it's just a bunch of kind of generic-y buildings. Okay, I think I see the fields, which means the pad should be there? No. Still coming. There's the pad. You see it there? Not the best approach, but we'll make it work. Really poor approach, actually. But given the wind and weather situation, I think this is more than an acceptable landing once we get down here. Heck, the fact that we were actually able to find the place speaks wonders. Come on, settle in there, Belle. Nope, not there. On the big H with a cross. There is something fun about... Oh, rough touch, rough touch. There is something fun about flying helicopters in poor weather. Adds a lot of, I guess, unnecessary difficulty. But nonetheless, that is a couple of the medevac missions available. I'll go ahead and link the flightsim.to file for you guys so you guys can fly around and discover all of them. There's several different variants, not just the car crash and the shooting that we saw. There's tons of them. We saw the airplane as well, all returned. I think there's one with a boater, stuff like that. But if you're interested, check it out for yourself. But that's going to do it for this video. I do appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. As always, take it easy.